I fin
vibe. It would have really messed us up later, but I do it all the time. It's fine.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, we're on. Hi.
And we're on. And the players are, chatting as always.
Sorry.
Welcome once again to Glassworkers Guild and our weekly game of D&D.
We just told the new guy off for it. You just did it.
I turned it down.
We'll just
but
check that off.
It didn't matter.
We will check that off the bingo card of not having your audio down when the players tune into the stream. So there it is. It's done. Over with. Welcome back, everybody, to our... My camera was a little bit wonky. Sorry. Welcome back to our weekly D&D adventures. We have our full crew at the table again. Yay! And so we are up for whatever shenaniganery happens to happen tonight. Hope you guys are up for it, because so are we. Few quick reminders before we get started here in earnest. As always, all of our video content does wind up on the tube of views this way, and you can go and check us out over there. Even though YouTube seems to be smashing, downplaying all of the D&D streams, all of our video content is still going to be out there, simply because we use it mainly as a repository for us to remember what happened.
That is a thing that's
yeah,
happening.
it is a thing that is happening.
Because nobody watches us anymore.
I mean...
except Gage, who's awesome.
Yeah. How to Be a Great GM has decided not to be putting out D&D material anymore. A lot of the big D&D YouTubers are seeing their algorithms basically being squashed by the YouTube overlords.
All I'm hearing is we have that much less competition.
It
won't help us at all.
It won't help us at all.
There is less competition.
But anyway, all of our video content does wind up on YouTube, again, mainly as a repository so that we can go back and watch and remember what happened. But that means you guys can too. I'm not going to push it quite as hard, but it's out there if you want to go and watch everything that we've done, in case you're sadistic like that, because I don't even know at this point how many hundreds of hours of video there are of us online playing D&D, so have at it. We do also run our Discord server to keep you guys posted on when changes to the schedule happens. We're just having fun with this. We're bringing you along for the fun, and sometimes real life gets in the way. DMs get sick, players get sick, things happen, and we wind up not streaming. So we use the Discord server we run to let you guys know when that changes. So be sure you are tuning in to that as well. I think that is all as far as the announcements we need to make to get started. So if you hang tight, we will be right back and give you guys a recap of what happened last week. Stay tuned.
I don't know,
I
but
think
you
I'm
only get
done.
2 more today.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
You get 3. You've had 1. Any more than 3, and we call the CDC. So,
Uh-oh.
Stephen was not here. He gets a pass on giving the recap. Would anyone else like to recap what happened last session?
Yes. Dominic. Okay.
Just a sec, let me make sure that there is in fact
I
sound
am
happening.
seeing sound going out.
Oh, so it might be you, Poser. Not that you could hear me say that.
Try unmuting your computer.
Headphones. Audio off.
Yep, everything is out, going out, so you should be hearing us.
Yeah, we heard it through Danny's speaker.
That is true.
Yeah.
See, I was just
At least the music.
making sure that
There is not a way you
Everything
can
was
spin this
working.
that makes it.
right.
Anyway, who would like to do a recap?
I could do the very well. Actually, maybe not. Never mind.
No, yeah, I want to hear your recap. And
I
then we can fill it in
can.
from there.
Braden probably has better notes, but I
Yep.
can.
I don't know why
recap.
I missed the part like why you guys were deciding to go to Castian's in the middle of the night, but then
Me too.
yeah, then you guys saw the dire wolves chasing after a bunny.
Why we were
Order
going was
ropes.
from the episode before
Yes.
You were in.
that you were there for.
Yeah, I don't remember why we would have decided to go to Castian's.
Well, we wanted to talk to
we had to talk to
Akarai
Akarai about me going undercover with
Oh,
Ross.
okay, got it.
Not,
you guys got all
not
that.
Castians, Cassius's.
Cassius. Yep, I mixed those two up.
It's easy to do.
I
Stop pushing buttons.
I don't think that's happened before.
That was entertaining.
That wasn't on the bingo card yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we never added a DM misclick on a button bingo.
That was great.
squared before.
So I have a
really liked
program.
that,
I have
actually.
a start the show button, like series of events programmed on my Stream Deck, and I just hit the wrong button and restarted the whole bloody thing. So I apologize for all of that.
there was a whole series of fascinating
As
things
it
that
is.
just happened in very short.
Yes, it was.
It was a series of unfortunate events.
It was.
Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Indeed.
You guys were also referencing like Havenwood last time? Hazelwood, Haven.
Humblewood.
Humblewood.
Well, no, that's Fablehaven? Fablehaven. Got referenced
Yes,
last time.
Fablehaven, yeah.
We referenced Fablehaven?
Yeah, I don't remember how. I remember we did it though.
Good for us.
So, okay, I will give the rundown and you can also, like, fill in gaps. On our way to go and talk to Akarai about all of the shenanigans that had just occurred and figure out the next moves from there, there was what looked to be a small child running away from big, terrifying ghost direwolves. Oh, hi. Big, terrifying ghost direwolves. And the direwolves were making quick work of trying to bridge the gap. There were some weird shenanigans here and there. They lost ground, they gained ground. Simi, because she's Simi, couldn't just, leave well enough alone. I can't just let some poor kid get eaten by direwolves. So I swooped in, realized they're ghostly direwolves, wasn't sure how that was going to go for either of us, or if he had any skills to speak of, and jumped over the canal, figuring that if they are ghost direwolves, they probably couldn't break the, magical force field of non-magic that surrounds Castian's place. Scale the walls, something about seeing gods, we can visit that in a moment. But get taken in and we meet Dominic, who is a rabbit person who we have never seen. We've never seen rabbit people before.
But he lives in my garden.
Yes.
In the cloister.
So yes, we have a bunny boy, Dominic, who has joined the party and is quite odd. We ultimately decide that you turning yourself in was going to be the best way to go. Simi does not like this, but also doesn't have a better idea, so she's kind of stuck with it. You agree that, like, if we haven't heard anything in a month
Yep.
to break you out?
Yep. Come recover my dead body.
Yeah,
Other
you
than
didn't word
trying
it
to do
like that.
sending, as
but
well
yeah.
as trying to do sendings as well.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to do the sending thing. Simi is even more unhappy with this, but you know, here we are. I think that's kind of where we left off.
Pretty much.
Did I miss anything?
But we did find out
We had the
that
whole god
Simi is
situation.
Leggins champion. You're totally won.
Yeah.
You're totally.
Oh, you totally are. Sorry.
She's totally his.
And
champion.
Nades and Saren have a quick convo with Killian and Dominic, and they're fighting over Dominic.
That's right.
And I quote, "Sorry, we
Yeah.
haven't talked to them in a millennia."
That's right. I'm super freaked out because the god of death just intruded on a private line.
Private line.
Yep. Dom has gods fighting.
Oh, you like that idea?
I like that idea. Yeah.
Sorry, there
So-
was a
so-
message behind the scenes. We're going to start giving
So
a
for-
inspiration for whoever does the recap.
Oh,
That
I
way,
did not know that.
It was on Messenger.
It was
Congratulations.
just an idea that I had, and I was like, I put it out there.
idea. I like it.
So you get the
So,
you get a
so you will get the inaugural recap inspiration.
Well, I didn't know that. That's not why I did it, but I
Nope.
will accept
Nope.
your inspiration,
Nope.
sir.
But from now on, everyone else knows. So, okay.
It's my paper.
Is that your character sheet?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Okay.
not. It's not.
Daniel
not.
used to do that, and I.
No, it's
Oh,
Do you
absolutely.
do
not.
you think I would let him live
I-
and or show up
I'm not,
to this?
I'm not gonna lie though, Steven. Every time I remember that it bothers you, I'm really tempted to print mine out and bring it and like pull
fold
it
it
out of my
up.
back pocket and just
It's all
unfold
wrinkled
it.
up. The corners are tore.
Okay.
It's stained from
It's
my
been
jeans.
erased and drawn on.
So,
Did you guys
Lucas.
end
Yes.
Cassius's?
you
Think so.
got. I think you. Somebody came and talked to you about doing a sending for.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I told him we should let him know where we are so he doesn't think that
So
we're
you
dead.
would have late at night gotten a message being like from a very tired Lucas, and I don't remember specifically what I said, but it was something like, "Hey, we're at Cassius's. I know it's late. We're discussing some things. When you can show up in the morning, please do. Good night."
Alright, I'll get up and start getting my stuff together.
Just right then.
I did say in the morning.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm just gonna start getting my stuff together and heading that way.
All right.
So he would have been there for the whole breakfast discussion.
Oh, okay, never mind. It'll be easier if I'm not.
Okay.
After
That I
the
wasn't
breakfast
there.
discussion.
Yeah.
That's why I was just saying in the
I woke
morning.
up
That
late.
makes sense.
Right, because I was watching to see if you eat meat.
I had a little piece of ham.
Right. All right. So as breakfast is winding down, then, Artie, you find yourself at the gates of.
Hell.
You find yourself at the gates of Cassius Manor. You've been there, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
twice
gates
now.
of hell, which is a normal occurrence
All
for you.
right. So you find yourself at the gates. You find yourself there right about the time that the guard shift is happening, and so there's some confusion about who's letting you in and who's not. But eventually the gate swings open and you're ushered in.
Just sitting outside.
Oh, okay.
And then finally, as you approach, you feel the familiar, like, sort of deflating as magic pulls away from you.
I have magical hand wraps, but about
Yeah, okay, so maybe not so
You
much.
feel a little heavier.
Yeah, your wraps feel maybe a little bit heavier, a little bit rougher, a little bit less nice. You are met by the Major Domo, and he ushers you into the dining room where breakfast is clearly just wrapping.
Oh, I've been here for breakfast once before too.
Good morning. I found the place.
Good morning.
And he knows when I found it.
At our D&D game on Saturday, he went to talk and he was like, "Oh, and here's Lucas."
I hate it when that happens.
Morning.
Morning.
And
CB looks foul. She's
so
sitting around
you see your three friends, and you see Cassius, and sitting at the table with them is
A 3-foot hair.
a 3-foot tall
4 foot
rabbit.
ears.
Would I have heard that they're there or seen them in the garden that is at the cloister?
Oh, that's a good question.
I doubt I would have spoken to them, but
Make me.
That's all in my head.
History.
It's either history or perception. Which would,
I guess
your choice.
I guess you could
one
look
of
at
those
both
two.
and then the median, whatever the median is.
the mode. All right, prepare yourselves. The ground's about to shake.
All of the values of your skills.
Oh, well, that was a 1 on the way, so
It was a what?
1 either way.
Wow.
Then no.
It's early in the morning.
No.
Some
You-
things never change.
You have no idea.
I mean, that's a 10 if I use perception, but...
You have no clue. So you walk in, and there's this giant rabbit sitting at the table wearing robes of the order.
My feet don't touch the ground.
As I say, you kicking your feet like a child.
I just sort of like look over past him. Ooh.
I'm still getting the hang of all this. So
That's fair. That's fair.
That was a 1 too.
Well, I have a busy 2 days ahead of me, so.
Yeah, we need to do prep before you take him in.
Oh, okay, so we are decided then.
Ah,
just this morning. Sorry, Dominic. Nice to meet you. I'm kind of new here. Sorry,
Artemis.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a hair
real.
folk. It's kind of.
It's fine, don't worry, don't worry.
It's just different. Yeah.
he
Anyway.
prefers to not know things.
It makes plausible deniability easier, and when you suspect that your boss can tell if you lie, it's easier just to not know the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, I assume you've discussed, you said 2 days is when we're doing
Yeah, I
this?
need 2 days to prep some contingencies.
What can I do on my end to help?
Stay out of my way. I have to craft a bunch of
to be
stuff.
fair, we
I
can-
don't know what anyone can do to
We
help.
can do our own contingencies because if we have to break him out.
That's a good idea.
It's a good point.
So
So rope.
I wanted to say rope was on my list.
Has he been
A
read in
shovel,
on
maybe.
everything then?
The
Mostly,
quick
yeah.
version.
It's honestly quite fascinating. I'm still blown away by the whole what just happened, but
Yeah.
really, really cool. I'm talking. So we had gods on the landline. Landline
Ah, that again, okay.
again.
I mean,
Again, okay, sorry. I'm
It
so
tends
used to
to
just,
happen.
I'm used to
it's
just,
not a me thing, it's a them thing.
I'm just used to there being silence.
Can we loop back around to the
Sorry,
rope?
my bad. Go.
Was
yeah.
that to save me or to hang me?
Save you? Why would we hang you?
I don't know. Just the
I
way
just-
it was said made me feel like enough rope to hang myself with.
Oh,
So
you have that already, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if we toss it in, you can make the choice.
depending on the day, you may not like my choice.
It feels like he's like jelly right now. He won't.
Wow, it's not going anywhere.
What was that sudden yank? It was a sudden stop.
Why isn't he climbing?
Was one yank for Paul, or was it two yanks for Paul?
Dark, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my work humor bleeding over into my D&D humor.
That got a little dark, y'all.
A little quick. Oif. Okay.
But I'm thinking, like, for me personally, just in case you need us to break you out,
Recover
probably
my...
best to recover your body. I know.
Oh,
Like, recover any, like, because
let's not
if
get to
things
that
go
point.
bad, hypothetically, we would have to get all of your stuff back.
Do you have a will, just in case?
Well, that also depends on what he takes in with him.
Yeah, I won't be taking my armor with me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'll be leaving that behind.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have, on the off chance, and I don't want it to get there, but do you have a will, things that you would like us to do
Oh,
should you
will.
pass?
No. But I really feel like we should have had those by now already.
Really, probably.
I am
Yeah.
technically
long
a
overdue.
city notary, so I could
Of course
provide
you are.
that for everyone.
If I'm a member of the order, am I automatically one? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, when an order member dies, all that you own, which should be nothing, goes to the order.
Should be.
Oops.
If we're speaking traditionally.
You don't remember any vows of poverty.
This just says that the man, all my possessions go to the man or animal who kills me. What is this strange writing? The man who kills me will know.
Oh.
This just says I do what I want.
So it's just so I'm clear, it's settled. We're breaking in.
Sorry.
Bold of you to assume I'm not trying.
I love that that's both, like, it could definitely be just a compliment, or it's a backhanded
I'm
compliment,
choosing
or
to
it's
take
an
it as a
insult.
compliment.
Absolutely.
It works in all
But
three
I respect
categories.
it either way.
Yes.
So just so I'm clear, we're all going and buying stuff and whatever we need to for. Your...
Well, I'm not buying stuff, but I need to go spend the next, 2 days making some things.
making something.
Are you joining us then? Have you decided that you were part of?
Okay, well, anybody who's gonna be up against an empire and bringing down a whole,
I'm not
Took-
turning
yeah.
away help. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that.
Yeah, no,
okay.
he said you're overthrowing the empire? Great, I'm in.
Oh, you didn't get
Are
my
we?
whole rundown. Family was brought here. I wouldn't say forcibly, but chosen. We were brought over.
Forcibly.
Possibly.
I wouldn't say it, but that is what it is.
So we're more of just like trying to get back. I guess would be the easiest way to put it. Just trying to.
I mean, is that just your current? Because I don't know specifically how helping us would help you get there, but I suppose we can
Well, I
discuss that
mean-
later.
Well, I feel like as though they don't want individuals who know the order and how they work in what the order would assume enemy, non-friendly
Territory or
Uh,
what? How far
we
away?
may-
individuals who
you
are
from exactly?
oh, yeah, from the other continent.
Oh,
Yeah, we may have been a little rambunctious. So.
interesting. So, to be clear, we're not taking down the empire,
I mean, we're taking
right?
down what's
We're
left of
just
it.
we're just trying to fix the order.
We are
correct?
restructuring how the order is.
I just want to make sure that I'm clear
and
too.
if that it revolves,
The restructuring of the empire may result in the empire no longer being an empire.
That's fair. I mean, I don't personally consider it particularly an empire now, considering the general reach of the capital is the capital itself.
Yeah. But effectively, we are restructuring the current leadership dynamic of the local government because it sucks. Yes, that's
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm 100% clear on all of our details here.
Yep.
Well, Dominic, then it's a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take me a few tries to remember everybody's name, but
Don't worry about it.
all right. So what are we thinking?
well.
Trying to get him out.
If you need any specific materials to help make what you need to make, we should get you those first.
I have what I
You've
need.
got what you need? Okay.
If you need any more, I have a lot of money.
Let me give you a brief idea. I'm going to go in prepared with some things, so some options I will have at my disposal.
Okay.
I will have a short range sort of teleportation.
That sounds fun.
Are
Emphasis
spiders involved?
emphasis on short range,
it's like 5 feet.
like 15.
No.
That's not short to me.
I will also have the ability
Okay.
Damn it, Brady.
I will also continue to have the ability to be invisible. I can temporarily have the ability to move up walls and other surfaces.
Okay.
That's what I'm going in with.
So, that being said, perhaps I should stay at the cloister so I can be close.
Well, right, you're gonna turn him in, so you'll be.
I mean,
there
I will be
anyway.
close initially, but I mean,
Is
Right.
there a reward? Like, do we get anything?
sure.
I will not. No.
No, because he's the one who outed me, and since he essentially works for law
Why
enforcement.
do you need money?
No. I'm just. If it helps the cause, I'm just.
but also money.
Yes.
No, trust me, if we could get a reward for me voluntarily turning myself in, I would be all over this plan. Unfortunately, I don't think we can.
Because we're also trying to build trust.
I mean, now perhaps details have changed. Who are we turning you into specifically?
Ross.
Then we might be able to work out a reward, considering I believe that you had a reward posted for you previously.
Oh, did I?
Did he?
No? Not during the rebellion? Oh, I thought I remembered there was a reward out for you. Never mind.
That's news to me.
No, he actually sent Rosk a letter inviting him into the rebellion.
That's why Ross will know my name.
I don't know why that's stuck in my head.
Anyway, yeah, so in terms... Oh, and I can become intangible and move through objects for a brief period of time as well.
Well, that is incredibly convenient to escape. Potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
What
It
happens
depends
if
on
you
what
get
they do
stuck
with the
inside?
anti-magic thing that I saw.
Not good things.
Okay, so it's the get in now. Okay.
Now that being said, are we playing this where I am turning you into Rosk specifically for power and information? Or
You're gonna turn me into Rosk, and I'm gonna try and... The broad strokes idea here is you're turning me into Rosk because I convinced you to. You can explain your own motivations. I'm gonna spin you turning me into him into trying to broker a partnership of sorts with him, since he'll presumably recognize my name and I have information that he may be interested in.
do you have a last name that he would
I do.
know? What is that?
He would not know my last name. I did not put it down.
Just Killian then. Okay.
Like, as you lay this out for him, Simi just looks angrier and angrier. But she also doesn't have a better idea, so she can't say anything.
Well, in that case, as far as the reason that I am not turning you into Mistress Corell, I'm going to play that as a play for power.
Sure.
I believe that'll give me more access to potentially be able to get you out afterwards.
That's fair.
That works.
If I can spit it, I will also intend to visit you in whatever cell, whatever place they put you as often as possible. Once you have decided that you want out, we should have a keyword. I suspect that any contact we have will be monitored.
Because you think they're going to let you see me?
I suspect that either way I'll be able to get in, but I hope that they will let me see you.
Weren't you gonna do like a?
Well, I can do the sending,
If you have
and
access.
if I have if you have 2 days, it will allow me time to do get another spell that would be very useful, where I can speak to you in your dreams.
Oh, that is a useful thing to do.
Yes. So then we can have longer conversations. So.
Will you remember them when you wake?
Yes.
I know the spell, but...
Yes, it will allow us to communicate for 8 hours or up to 8 hours.
Wow.
This
And
does,
then-
however, bring me to a one little sticking point. My dear Cassius,
Yes.
you wouldn't happen to have somewhere in your vast quantity of hoarded objects one that I could take a loan out on?
Do you have a specific item in mind?
I need an amulet that prevents me from prevents detection by magic.
What kind of magic?
Divination
Oh.
magic. I need an amulet of non-detection or some such, if you have it.
I do have something you might be able to use. Let me check see if I still have.
I will have to get back.
Is this
to
just so people can't scry on you, or just so
It
for
is,
lying
it is so
purposes?
when I go undercover, they will believe that I am unarmed and unarmored, but am in fact not.
I would feel much better if that was something that you had in place.
Yeah, because they have the technology to deactivate whatever I have, but if they don't know that I have it, it's much harder for them to prevent me from using it.
I mean, Lucas will blow on his hand, and a ring will become uninvisible. I do have this ring of mind shielding if you need to use it.
I don't think that will work,
Okay.
unless it prevents divination magic from
Now,
detecting me.
That being said, it might be worth having if we have a way to prevent them from knowing you have it. Because, again, I suspect at least Madame Corell has a way to know if you are lying.
Yes, she does.
Well, there we have it.
But she would also know that it wouldn't work. I'm not sure how that works, but
I'm not either. But if
It's
we have a
complicated.
way to make it so that she can't see into his mind to tell if he's lying, then
the ring would help.
yeah.
Certainly.
But of course, that is dependent on whether or not we have a way to get it to you.
Yes.
One moment, please.
So let me see if I can learn a spell that allows me to just change your aura.
That doesn't quite work.
Yeah, you have to have something.
So
Oh,
he
he's ringing. Okay.
he rings his little bell, and a moment or so later, Gerald, the major domo, walks in. Yes, sir. Bring me the inventory.
Inventory.
Of course, sir.
Oh,
And he turns and walks out and pulls the door closed behind him. Be just a moment. I'll have to check the catalog and see what we have available.
I can learn a spell and give you that for 48 hours.
I'm going to need it for longer.
Then nope, sorry. I don't have anything that would be able to protect you.
From magical detection.
Well, I do, but not only. I can do upwards to 48 hours.
I mean, at least getting you in the door that way might be helpful if we don't have another option. because they are less likely to try to check you consistently. But
That does make sense.
It also depends on how often they decide to speak with him.
and what alarms they may have in place should magic items suddenly appear within their premise. Simi, are you okay?
No, she's not. But
I have strong feelings about Master Rosk. But seeing as I don't have any better options,
At the moment, no.
A few moments later, the door opens, and Gerald comes back in, and he is pushing a cart. And on this cart is a tome that is about that thick.
oh, he hoards more than just people.
And he rolls it to the end of the table for Cassius, and then sort of steps back, and Cassius turns and starts flipping through the pages of this tome.
It doesn't even have a table of contents.
all I can think of, all that's going through my head is the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they bring out the pirate code. And
Yeah.
as laid down by
Essentially.
Morgan and Bartholomew.
Essentially. And he just starts flipping pages, and then he takes a whole chunk and flips it over and keeps going.
All right, let's see what else could I do.
And he just sort of runs his fingers down the page. I don't have an amulet.
Any magic item that can provide that would work.
Okay. It's very, very similar, but I assume perhaps that having some way for them not to find this would be of some interest to you.
Yeah, very much so. Yep.
Okay. Yes, so, Gerald, I'm going to need 1549.
Oh, it's catalog.
Very good, sir. And Gerald closes the tome and takes the cart and wheels it out. This could take quite a bit of time.
I am impressed at your level of organization.
Well, these things must be kept in order.
Agreed.
Indeed.
So, in my planning to personally assassinate Rosk, how much information do I have on like that area, like the prison slash any rooms that they would bring him potentially for meeting? Like I don't know about Rosk's quarters
Right.
other than there are a
Right.
few different places he goes between. But would I have gleaned stuff about this?
You would have that information from personal experience.
Oh yeah, that is kind of important in it.
Yeah, so you have been kept in.
So this has not changed since then. Okay.
It has not, no. And it has no
You need to
reason
build a
to have
dungeon
changed. So you are familiar with the multiple levels that they have available to them. It's laid out in floors. Sort of the ground floor is base level. Some of the administrative goings on of keeping prisoners of the order, fed and cared for as much as they do. And as you go deeper, it gets progressively worse, as dungeons do. Like the traditional, like, prison-style dungeon, not, oh, here there be monsters dungeon. You were lucky in that you were only ever, like, a level or 2 down. I mean, you were still deep enough you didn't get natural sunlight. Each level...
It's probably 2.
Yeah, probably 2. So each level, there is sort of the central stairwells. And there are 2 of them that go up and down. One is strictly for the guards in sort of the secure area. The other is for prisoners going up and down, and guards will occasionally be with them as they're being transported. There's an open area sort of adjacent to the prisoner stairwell that has, communal meal spaces, places for a little bit of light physical activity, at least on the levels that you've been to. You heard rumors that deeper down, even those public spaces got basically stripped away, as people were treated more and more like animals rather than people.
I imagine I was not allowed to those amenities,
Yeah.
but I knew that they were there.
Yeah. So you kind of get a sense of what that area is like. It's never a very full complex because the Order tends not to keep prisoners very long. Either they reform them as defined by the Order, or they execute them. So it's not an overly large complex, but it is there, and you have some knowledge of its workings.
Would I have identified some chinks in that armor, having been on the inside, that if I had resources on the outside, I could exploit?
Obviously, we're never able to fully explore them, but you felt like there were some weaknesses in procedures, and just the fact that, the guards were people too, and the fact that it, especially where you were in the upper levels, it really was geared more towards rehabilitation rather than punishment. So you felt like even in your time, you weren't there long. You were there a couple of weeks, maybe a month. You kind of lost a little bit of that time, but in that time you recognized sort of some of the patterns of how the guards rotated through. You never had enough time, like, all at once to really get to know any of the guards, but you assume that if you were there for any length of time, you probably could have. So that's one. The fact that there is a communal dining area could possibly be of some use in, planning maybe with some of the other prisoners. There were trustees that were in the secure area that handed out meals to the prisoners. So they gave that job over to other prisoners to help distribute food. At least on the levels you were on. You couldn't say what it was like further down, obviously. Structurally, not as many chinks. It was designed as a fairly secure prison, after all, and it was fairly well maintained, at least where you were. So you're not sure about being able to break out of the physical structure, but given time, you could probably have done some social engineering to get out if you'd had that time.
Yeah, rumors. I start, like, since we're waiting for Vault 1582 or whatever it was to be opened, I'll ask for some parchment and start drawing out the plans of the prison, and without explanation, just drawing out the plans for the prison and what I understand to be the guard rotations, at least for the areas that I was, and any areas of time that they would have, like, been lacking in coverage.
Okay.
Just like writing that out as detailed as I could, which at least for a couple of floors, probably dang detailed. Maybe all of them, although I would have more information about the top two.
Right.
So yeah, I just start writing that out and showing Lucas and Artemis to a degree. I don't know how much he actually knows about the prison itself, but
That's not my.
Not your
My
area.
thing.
So this is
yeah,
all news to you.
I just bust it out and start like drawing blueprints.
So about 25 minutes later, Gerald comes back, and he is holding a little small stone box. And he brings it over to Cassius, sets it down, and turns and walks away. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to do this. This is going to be unpleasant.
Under
Great.
the skin?
I'll just hold up my arm.
What?
It will be better on the torso. Okay. So he
Sure.
Pull up his
so,
shirt.
so he's going to so he's gonna put one finger out, and it's going to turn into a dragon claw, and he's going to very gently put an incision right between a couple of your ribs. And then he's going to open the box, and as he does, there's this blue glow, and he reaches in and he grabs it, and he pulls out a little capsule about yay big. It's copper, and it has little blue runes on it.
Uh-huh.
It's like, this should protect you and anything you are holding from being detected by methods used to detect magic.
But if you use it longer than 2 months, you'll die of copper poisoning.
No. You'll be sterile at that point.
And so then he reaches down and he sort of spreads the ribs a little bit and pushes it in, and then closes it up, and he puts his hand over the wound, and you feel a little bit of draconic magic trickle out of him into the wound. And when he pulls his hand away, it's red and inflamed, but it has sealed up without a scar.
Ooh, can I inspect it? I want to see it. I want to see that it got finished correctly.
Make an investigation check.
Absolutely.
Poke it with.
Oh, not good.
Oh dear.
Yeah, let's just say it didn't go very well.
Okay.
You're looking at the
So-
wrong side.
Yeah. It's like,
It's healed so well you don't know where the...
Darn.
no. The incision's on this side.
Oh, what? Yeah, of course. Oh, that helped. Wow. Yeah, let's go 19.
Yep, it's fully closed.
That's so fascinating.
I do apologize. And he lays his hand on your shoulder. I do apologize for that.
Understood. That works better than what I could have done. So
And he closes the lid on the box and sort of tucks it into the inside of his robe.
Plutonium?
Uranium?
Uranium's typically more green-yellow, but
Not in this world.
It's
the
just so
I forget what it's called now. The something radiation makes it appear blue.
Sharinkov.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was watching Chernobyl a couple weeks ago, and
That is the light equivalent of a sonic boom.
Yep.
It is light traveling faster through a medium than its actual speed.
And that's in you.
nice. So when your hair starts falling out,
Look, it's okay because if I just get some more paladin levels, it won't matter.
It should be perfectly safe. so long as we don't leave it in there for, a year or so.
Not looking forward to when I have to get that out, but okay.
I'll try and learn how to do a local anesthetic first.
Still not
now
looking
and then.
forward to how.
That's fair.
Oh, I should have thought. Oh, I'm sorry.
You had a way, didn't you?
It would take some time, but yes, I could whip up a local anesthetic.
Well,
It's
for
fine.
the exit strategy.
Can
we
I
should
close
have
it?
that
Sorry,
ready.
that's
It's already closed.
no. When I open it again, then
Oh, sure.
Is that a thing you do?
closure. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Poser, you have no idea. They are actually standing in the middle of an anti-magic field right now.
A big one.
A big one.
So, are you, on paper at least, an official member of the Order, given your attire?
On paper, yeah. Well, I mean, we were brought over here to more
How long ago was that?
about years when we were taken.
Have you received any specialized training then?
I can cook. Mostly my parents are the ones that kind of do all of that. I mostly stay and kind of help with whatever.
Understood. So
You've
more like
been
Lucas.
assigned mostly in the gardens.
Yeah.
More like Lucas then, I see.
Yes.
Maybe less accounting and more cooking.
Numbers.
Yeah, flowers and such. Yeah. Anyway,
You two will get along great, I'm sure.
I love plants.
oh, they're nice. They're nice, beautiful. Something so simplistic about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, you needed some time.
Yep.
Should we make our way to wherever it is you're going to be working? Do you have? Are you planning on using the warehouse?
It's actually easier if I go use Cassian's safe house.
Does Castian have a safe house that isn't destroyed?
He does.
Mhm.
I store things there.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a whole cart worth of stuff there.
We also have the door as well we can use.
That's true.
And the door might be actually more useful than
Yeah.
because you have all of the tools you could need.
I mean, I have all those anyway because I carry them with me. But yes.
Well, I mean, you don't carry a full size forge and stuff. But
Sure.
not a full size one.
Sure.
Anyway, well then, shall we be off?
Thank you for your gracious hospitality. Oh, wait, hold on.
One more thing before you go, and he'll sort of reach down to the side, and he'll pull out another box. I don't give these away lightly. Only to be used in the direst of emergencies, and so.
Please be a dragon dog whistle. Please be a dragon dog whistle.
So he's going to open another very similar stone box. And he's going to lift it up, and he's going to hand it over to you. And inside there is a small sphere, about fist size. To activate it, it's the little switch on top.
Winchester.
Don't
Do it now.
don't turn it on unless you need it.
May we ask what it does?
Oh, in an anti-magic field. What, radius?
Not as great as the one I have here,
Figures.
obviously. It's only good for about 100 feet. What do you call it? Diameter? All the way across, not radius, 50
Diameter.
feet radius. But in case of emergency, I will warn you that one's a little bit more unstable than the one I have here. A result of making it smaller somewhat. If it's on for 30 minutes or more, a teensy chance that it might explode and take out half the city.
How much of a teensy chance?
Well, I mean, it's easy if you.
I
want-
haven't tested
If
it
you
to
want
find
it to
out.
explode, you just leave it on forever.
Why are you giving me this?
Because you're the responsible one.
God.
And the more responsible one's going to be in a jail cell.
Oh no, God, he's not responsible. What are you talking about?
Also, by the by, for those of you who are Star Wars nerds, it's a thermal detonator.
I literally, as you were describing it, I was like, oh, so it's the...
That's what it
for
looks
sure.
like. That's what it looks like.
It'll disorient them as they're blown apart.
Her eyes are very large, and now she's uncomfortable for a whole different reason than she was uncomfortable.
Yeah, how does it feel to be the one carrying explosives?
Your first time.
I just sort of scoot my chair back a little bit
I don't
further
like
and
it.
see me.
See, I just carry stuff around like that all the time.
It's perfectly safe up to half an hour.
Yeah, but you're insane.
Beyond that is
Does it turn off easily? As
Oh,
easily as it turns on?
yes.
Right.
As long as the button doesn't break, of course.
Now, is that a consistent like 30 minutes at a time, or is that like 30 minutes and then?
If you've pushed it to 30 minutes, it will need 30 minutes to cool down, I think is what they called it.
Okay, so you could go like 28 minutes and then
And-
6 minutes.
It will need as much time
You're
to
not
cool
touching
down as it's been running.
Yeah, well, right. I'm saying like, so you use it, cool down. Use it, cool down. So on and so forth.
That would be my recommended mode of use. Yes.
Also, we now have a plan Z.
Yes.
If everything goes wrong on the half of the city that doesn't have Cassius's mansion on it.
Yes, please.
Can
I'm
we
quite invested in this place.
Not blow up half the city,
I
please?
said it's our plan Z.
Oh, it would make
Yeah,
such
we
a
would
good
have to go
distraction.
through.
We'd have to go
26
through all
failed
the other
plans.
plans.
We have that many plans. Sorry, you have that many plans?
Yeah, we don't.
I do.
That's actually,
I
I
have
don't
more
doubt
than
that.
that, actually. I
That-
had to start going into other alphabets.
Does not surprise me, actually, at all.
Oh, really? You've gone into the Dwarven alphabet as well? And mine?
You have an alphabet?
Just
Well, my kind, yes.
I'd have to know it first.
Ah, okay.
it's a project for later.
Project for
No, but I am
of course.
halfway through the Dwarven alphabet so far.
Oh, interesting. I assume, given your heritage, you've already been through the Elven one as well. Okay.
You're going to
Well,
fill us in on some of
46
these
letters.
plans, right? So that we know what's most likely happening?
Yeah, I fill you in on the ones that are most likely to happen.
Okay, so for this particular procedure, you'll fill us in on the ones that you've developed the most, that are most likely to happen, so we have like a rough roundabouts of...
Oh, none of them are going to help me in this situation.
Oh. Great.
So, shall we be off?
Yep.
Of all the things I have anticipated, going undercover into the lion's den, not one of the things I anticipated doing.
You've been through an alphabet and a half, and this wasn't part
I
of the...
had people like Alma and Cabbage for that sort of thing, not me.
I just heard cabbage. Sorry.
Well,
I don't even want to know.
cat.
A dear friend.
Have I met Cabbage?
No,
hang out
not
with
unless
pirates?
you've met a very interesting looking young pirate queen.
No.
Then no.
And he pulls out a book. Meet the pirate queen named Cabbage.
And make sure
And
that
that
you
goes
meet.
on the list.
Make sure you meet Cabin.
Yes, you need to meet Cabin.
Who or what is Cabin?
No, it's more fun if I let you discover that yourself.
Yeah.
Because we honestly can't tell you what it is now. Because we don't know what it is.
That is actually true. It used to
Alright.
be. Yeah,
It used to be many things.
Oh, I used to be a cabin.
hence the name.
All right. Have you met Cabbage? No. Have you met Cabbage?
No,
He has met Cabin.
He has,
I did meet Kevin.
and
I've eaten a cabbage.
as have I. So you're as lost as I am. Okay,
Yes,
good to
yeah.
know. Well then, is there anything else I can do at the moment to help?
No, you've
I
already
don't think
done
so. Thank you
plenty
very much.
For us. Yes, thank you.
All right, very good. Well, I would say don't get caught, but in your case, it
Fine.
appears that's part of the plan. So, if you have need of me,
We know where to find
you
you.
know where to find me.
Hopefully we don't need you.
Very well.
Au revoir.
Bonne chance.
Vas-y, Daniel.
Merci beaucoup.
I just made an assumption in my
Ciao.
brain that Draconic is French.
You know, maybe.
He just gets up there.
I can work with that.
I always assume French is abyssal, mostly because all of my tieflings have a French accent.
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
know
no,
why.
no, no, no. German is abyssal.
Yeah, maybe true, but no. For me, it's all of my tieflings are French.
Okay, okay.
I don't know why.
Mine are Russian.
Dwarvish could definitely be German as well.
Yeah, maybe.
All I can imagine now is a demon appearing going,
And it shall be so.
I have missed one.
all demons now have a little mustache.
A little mustache. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, that's the thing that's absolutely going to happen in one of our insurance games now.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
Prepping for his internment.
I was gonna say, I assume we go to the safe house.
Sure.
We can use the door. And from that point on, all you hear from the workshop room is the sound of mad genius noises as Killian tinkers and creates some very interesting new things.
Okay.
And in the 2 days, I'll learn a couple of spells that might be useful for the coming days. So.
Okay.
I will. Sorry.
I will move.
I will move. Achoo. I will go through and elaborate with you, and see if you can spot anything, if we have to go in after him, since since trying to use the environment is not necessarily there's not a spot in the wall that I can get through per se, or things like that.
Well,
There
that's
might
not
be
true.
for you. Yeah.
However, I don't know if tunneling would be an issue. We could try and tunnel.
I assume the walls are made of stone as
Yes.
opposed to.
But I could learn a spell that will allow someone to meld through stone.
That.
But
could
then you
be
would have to dig
interesting.
on the other side and coming out of that.
Yes, that's the issue.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah,
There is a possibility. Also, with your gift for disguises. Okay, so it's failed miserably once, but that
But
was
it could. One day it could work.
maybe.
Uh-huh. No use stilts.
I'm not greatest.
We might be able to sneak someone in. I mean, since you're a member of the order, maybe we can figure out a way
Probably
that-
already be kind of sort of inside. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
not exactly where I need to be, but I'll be inside.
With the rough drawing she's given us. How
It's
far?
not rough,
How far?
It's pretty detailed.
Okay, the detailed map. How far down underground is the dungeon?
So the first level is sort of the low. It's the low security prisoners and administrative offices. Each level, there's a gap, let's say, of about 5 feet or so between each level,
Okay.
and there's 5 levels total. Each one's about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
So
I don't think we'll be able to do a plan until we figure out what level he's on. Because it's going to be harder if
Sorry, it's going away from me.
it's going to be harder
If if he's on the 5th level, it'll be harder for us to try and get him out. But if it's a little more a higher level, we might be able to do something.
I suspect it'll be one of the higher levels. They didn't even put me in the 5th level, so.
Fair. So, we can come up with plans of what we can do, but only until he gets in and we figure out where he's placed. I think is the only time we're going to be able to figure out where, because that will depend on security and stuff like that. So.
I mean, a month is a long time to prep for.
Well, right now we don't know if it is going to be a month, but
In fact, we hope it is not a month.
Yeah, if it's a month, he's not expecting us to get him out of there alive. I'm not sure that he would say it like that, but if he's been in there a month and we haven't been able to maintain some kind of contact with him.
Okay.
right.
Also, one of these nights, I think it would be a good idea for each of you to set a will.
It's not a
To anyone who
terrible
needs
idea.
it, signed Lucas. There you go.
To anyone who needs it, signed Lucas.
I guess I can technically notarize this.
The man who kills me will know.
Yeah, we can come up with ideas, but until we figure out what level he's going to be on,
That was more or less what I was doing, just getting some rough ideas of options we might want to examine once we do know where he's being kept.
I'm going to learn a spell today.
If things go well
Alright.
for him and he's able to
It
actually
is, yeah, sorry.
broker some kind of an information deal, then
Summon on
Happens
it
sometimes.
might not be amazing.
Oh, bother.
All of Braden's accents at some point eventually wind up at poo.
And it's like how there are multiple like lines of evolution that wind up at crabs.
You know,
Funny enough, every time I try to do a German accent, it goes to French. if you watch back our Braden Missed the Elves game, I start with a German accent, but it turns quickly into French.
My Irish goes to Scottish, or vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah, I start in one and go to the other. I have something about the Gaelic languages just
whose
blends
Irish
together.
becomes Russian? Is that yours?
Yeah.
Doesn't your everything become
Everything becomes Russian.
My Canadian goes into Irish.
Oh, that's a new one.
That one's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Why?
If I think of Canadian as more of a Minnesotan thing, then I can hang out there longer.
It's hard. I don't get it.
I don't know why Minnesota is easier than Canada.
Canada.
Anyway, sorry.
My friends the other day. Sorry.
Oh, gotta go back and watch some of those again. So the early seasons are better.
Yes. agreed.
Okay, so you all have made your plans, done your prep, and the day arrives.
Am I able to make it back out to help?
Help.
Just like with all the whole situation.
Yeah, so you are able to. I mean, you've got a little bit of freedom, especially during the day. It's a lot easier for you to move around during the day.
Night's a little difficult.
Night's a little tough, but during the day you're able to get out and help out.
Okay.
Now the day arrives, and you make sure that you sort of stick around the cloister area. Just so that you can keep your eyes open.
Yes.
Sorry,
You are
doing maths.
You are taking a turn in the gardens this fine day. It is a lovely day, quite sunny, little bit of a fresh breeze, and the work in the soil with the vegetables and the herbs and all of that they're growing and that you are tending to is quite pleasant.
Yeah.
But you are not really paying attention to the work per se, because your eyes keep sort of glancing up around the area to make sure that you're keeping tabs on when things start to happen.
Yeah, like people going in.
People coming in, prisoners being dropped off, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Lucas and Simi, what are the two of you doing as morning starts?
I'm probably gonna post up and watch.
I will have finished.
When you
glass
get up in the
of
morning, you
wine.
still hear the sounds of Killian working.
Oh, this doesn't bode well.
Hey, at least he's gonna get a good nap when he gets
To be fair,
That's
if
fair.
he's tired, it will look like he was tortured. We also have to rough him up a little bit before we turn him in, but
Oh, boy.
to make it look like Artemis has done his job in trying to get some info.
I mean, is that actually what we're hoping it'll look like?
I mean, we
Is
need
that
to make it look
necessary?
like he was doing something that whole time.
I do not necessarily need him to be roughed up to make it look like I have done my job.
Yeah, fair enough. But I more or less just.
Particularly if he was forthcoming with information.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, which, if he intends on going and being forthcoming with information, then it would not be a break in character for him to have done so with.
The ring.
Yes.
Can we use that?
If he wants to use it, yeah.
I can give it to him.
Well, it will be invisible on him.
Then that's perfect.
You can, there's a command word that just turns it invisible.
Okay. Then let's plan on
Is
letting
it
him use that.
invisible?
Yeah, you can make it invisible.
No, it's the keyword invisible.
It can't be.
Every time you say the word invisible, invisible, invisible.
Yeah, invisible makes it not invisible.
Turn it invisible. you
Have
to say
we
invisible.
established a code between us?
No, Killian has been working nonstop these 2 days.
I suppose you can do that.
Other than when he had to sleep.
Had to.
Oh, and you guys would also know where our warehouse is by this point. I would have made sure that you all have the address since I didn't do that.
1, 2, 3
Four.
address. Right.
So where are you specifically posting up?
Far enough to be out of sight from the guards and all of that good stuff. And I will have my mask on just in case, but
Okay.
like probably on a rooftop
Okay.
that overlooks at least a little bit of the cloister.
In that case, make me a stealth check.
Dice don't fail me now. Wait, I'm gonna roll it out here because the box sometimes doesn't work. Don't you do that. I will punch you, sir. I mean, where's my stealth? Thankfully, I have a good stealth, so that's gonna be 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's not as high as I would have liked.
And
but
Lucas?
Probably in an alley where I can just sort of see the entrance when he goes in.
Okay. Anything in particular, or just keeping a close eye?
Just keeping a close
You
eye.
guys are all
just
posted up.
hiding.
He's still in there working, and I'm just waiting on him.
Okay. So, Lucas, if you will give me. First of all, are you in costume?
Yes.
Okay.
Disguise myself.
You are. So make a roll for your disguise kit. Or
No, I'm
self.
using
The aisle-
disguise self the
Oh.
spell.
okay, good deal. Never mind then. But you're also trying to be sneaky.
Yes.
So make a stealth.
It jingles.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Let's see, what did I roll?
I know.
26.
Okay then. Very good. All right. So, Killian gets finished.
Yeah, so Killian finally comes out. He is very tired. And he is just in a black tunic, brown trousers, boots. No, nothing.
Coffee.
Ah, tea!
Well, no, this is your coffee.
No, that's
Whatever
it. You hold it out and he goes, ah, tea!
Yep.
Ah, tea. Good tea. Real tea.
Yep.
Take a moment. Go ahead and finish that, and then we'll head out. Yeah.
Sure.
So I am gonna do some real knots on your wrists. anything
Oh,
that
yeah.
is.
No, that's fair.
My preference would not to have real knots, but
Oh, he'll reach into his room and come out with a sword that you have not seen him use before. You can say that you found that on me.
okay, and it is not a problem if they keep it.
I mean, I'm gonna try and get it back from him eventually, but
Okay.
that is the weapon I would have had on me had you
Okay.
dealt with me outside my armor.
So he'll take his bag and he puts it in and he's like, that's not gonna work.
Nope. It's a hard life, huh?
I don't carry things with me except my little bag.
This is why magic is a good thing.
I used to have a bag that size that could hold that.
So he'll take the rope he's going to eventually tie you up with and cut off a length of it, tie one end to the top, one end to the bottom, and put it over his shoulder. Alright. I am sorry, I don't like this. So he'll tie your wrists in front of you.
So when you tie it, you see that on each of his wrists there's a silvery patch of skin on both of them.
Oh, you're a good way, Ignacio? Nothing.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
Touching dragons. Yeah, so he'll tie your wrists in front of you specifically because he's if you were a big problem prisoner, they would be behind you, and so he's trying to like convey that right out of the gate. All right, well,
Here goes nothing.
what word do we want to use if you want me to initiate a plan to get you out?
Cabbage.
As a side note, I transcribed into my spell book, or my grimoire, dream, knock, meld into stone, and find familiar.
Yeah.
So a total of 550 ink used in 22 hours. Done.
Jeez.
How does Balderdash work for you?
I can remember that.
Okay, Balderdash it is.
Just be careful.
Probably not, but we'll see.
Do try. All right, and so I will begin leading you off.
All right. The safe house is not all that far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna say,
like
the safe house is like a block
from
away.
the-
It's disturbingly
it's 2
close.
blocks.
Yeah. So it doesn't take super long once Killian is ready for you guys to make your way around to the front gate and start to enter. So the guards do stop you. Halt. What's this?
Prisoner for Master Rosk.
I was not aware that he was expecting a prisoner today.
He wasn't.
Ah. What is the prisoner's crime?
That is to be discussed with Master Rosk and Master Rosk only.
I stole things.
Shut up! I'm gonna
Yeah,
backhand you.
That's what I
Shut up.
expect.
And
love the
your
guy.
credentials.
Stole things.
And your credentials.
He'll just sort of point to his little star.
Ah, very well. And they will let you.
So now
Pass
comes the
in.
tricky
When
part.
I go by them, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I'll tip my non-existent hat to them.
So Dominic, you do see the little altercation. It's not a big one, as Artemis brings Killian into the cloister.
Okay.
So we are not going down the main thoroughfare.
Good call.
Because I'm already going to be in enough trouble with my boss as it is. So we are going to take a circuitous route.
Okay.
But we are headed towards the tower.
All right. Let's just see if. Okay.
Not just right.
I just need you to kill anybody who follows me.
Me?
But I'm following you.
You just kill anyone who follows me.
No.
Okay.
You have your rope.
I have my.
All right. So you take sort of a circuitous route around to the tower entrance that is not facing the main cloister gateway. It's pleasant enough. It's more the flower gardens. There are a few herb patches here as well. Some of the flowering, medicinal type herbs to be found. Although you are somewhat discouraged to see that some of the beds are obviously not being tended quite as well as you would hope. Weeds are starting to creep into some of them. Not all of them by any means, but some of the ones a little further from the beaten path. So it kind of sits right here with you. You do sort of catch a glimpse at a distance of the name just left, Mistress
Odessa Corell.
Yes.
Mistress Odell and
Corell.
her Corell and
Odessa
her
Corell.
Just it's her celebrity name. It's her
Yeah.
celebrity.
right, her Odell,
Her-
sure.
Odell.
And her entourage as they're sort of striding away from you. She didn't see you.
Make no motion. Her vision is based on motion.
Thank you.
Your transcript.
Thank you. Thanks for the
Fart
follow.
right over my face. Perfect.
But she has not seen you, and none of her entourage do either. She is heading off the opposite direction. Somewhat worrying, she was in fact coming out of the tower. Now, she, like most of the upper echelon, do have quarters there, so maybe it's just she's getting a late start on the day, but still something to keep your eyes on. After they pass out of sight, the two of you continue on your way, and you do come up to the back entrance to the tower, where there are guards. And again, you are stopped. Alt, what business do you have here?
Prisoner, specifically. Correct. Specifically for Master Rosk.
Is he expecting you?
He's not, but he will be pleased.
Very well. Shall we also inform the cell block to expect the new prisoner?
I would wait on that. I would prefer that decision to be Master Rosk's.
Of course. I'm sorry, I do have to. Of course, search, and you're going to get a pat down from both of the guards just to make sure
How
that
thorough
you're.
of a pat down is this?
I mean, they're going to be pretty thorough.
Good job. 7 out of 10.
So,
Well, let's see if we can get the extra 3, and he's going to smack you.
Holding a key.
you duck the rope pulls.
Unfortunately, I think they have a disadvantage.
I think
You
you
got an advantage.
Well, the first one in line, though, is a disadvantage.
I was paid as disadvantage.
So, I mean, it's not great. It's going to be a 13.
So he hits and like barely. Cute.
Constantly.
Be a problem. I'll see you on level 5.
I look forward to it.
Don't want you for level 5.
And he's just going to throw his thumb over his shoulder. Get him in there.
I'm selling my part of the role. That I've been insufferable for 2 days.
Once you're inside, the tower is it's built around sort of this wide circular sort of grand shaft that goes all the way up. So there's a sweeping spiral staircase that goes all the way up. There's sort of open balconies along the inner opening, and then beyond that there are hallways that go out into the rest of the tower. You know that Rosk's quarters are near the top.
Stairs.
Stairs.
Mal somewhere is like, no!
Stairs.
Actually, as you're sort of heading that way, the guard sort of gives a whistle. It's like, go to the center. And as you step into the center, there is you realize there's sort of you've never seen it lit up, but right now there's sort of a circle of runes lit up in the center of the tower.
There's a reason I was never invited here.
And the guard sort of taps his spear against the stone. The runes flash, and the two of you get weightless and start to float up.
Magic's illegal, my ass.
Now
You
that
just hear under my
is
breath like,
interesting.
these bastards.
Right?
Pretentious pricks.
So as you lift it all the way to very nearly the top. There is sort of one level above where you can get to because it is enclosed. But as you get to sort of that level right at the very top, you sort of stop and hover, and then scoot out over to the walkway before you settle back onto your feet.
I don't like that.
That's not something you see every day.
Killian,
Uh-huh.
looking around, this particular level of the tower has some runes scribed into the walls. And I need you...
Oh boy.
I need you
Uh-oh.
to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Good thing you have.
Oh.
Do
No.
you have an advantage? Oh, okay.
Somebody give you an
Hang on.
inspiration though a
Yeah,
second ago,
I'm
right?
gonna use a feat that I took that I haven't actually ever used, I think. But let me. Okay.
They're much better.
28.
28.
Okay. It lets me replace any saving throw once per long rest. I get to roll all my mental stats. Pick one that I want to use.
That
Nice.
That is nice.
Okay. So you, as you're looking around, the runes on the wall, to your eye only, start to pulse, and you feel your head sort of squeeze, and that's information that Cassius sort of settled in you starts to sort of bubble up into your consciousness, and you start to see pages of
Forbidden knowledge.
you start to see pages worth of design documents flip through your head in this language of magic, and as you're looking at it, you're starting to see systems of a spelljammer sort of play out in your brain.
Well, I'll be damned.
Schematics.
They have one too.
The tower is a spelljammer.
Have one.
Oh, it's a long story that we can't discuss here, but that is
No.
interesting.
Why?
Just to the air, Killian, as consider me interested.
Not things you're supposed to be saying out loud.
Huh.
No
The
one
door-
answered.
he's at breakfast.
Out of town.
I'm not expecting anyone, but enter. So the door actually slides open.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Does it make the
As we do this, you see
sound?
The one place we will never be able to have to hear the Empress again. Space!
Okay, so we blow up the city and take the ship out.
So you enter into Rosk's quarters, and they are on paper they are as most monks' quarters are called, a cell. But this is the most lavish set of quarters you have ever seen. You've not met Rosk here before. As you enter, it takes up roughly a quarter of the circle of the tower. Now, granted, at this point, the tower has sort of narrowed a little bit, but still, it's a fairly large space. As you enter, off to one side, there's sort of a small. There's a small cooking and prep area on one side. On the other side, it's sort of walled off. There's a door that's closed off. But given sort of what you know of how the lesser quarters around are, that's probably a private privy, actually. And then past all of that, it opens up into sort of a combination office lounging area on one side, and there's a door there that sort of you assume leads off to sleeping quarters on the other.
There's one room in Skyrim that I'm envisioning.
And Rosk is seated sort of. He's not at his desk. He's in the lounging area, sort of relaxing almost. He is put together. He is impeccably dressed. His robes are pristine, but he is relaxing. And as you enter with your prisoners, like, what's going on?
So I give him sort of a formal bow. My name is Artemis. I don't know that we've had the pleasure to be introduced.
Can't say that we have.
Normally, I am under the employ of Miss Corell. However, in the course of an investigation upon which she set me, I came across an interesting... Don't talk. Person.
Hi.
I'm just gonna kind of like yank on your... in whom I thought you might be interested.
And why, pray tell, have you not taken him to your mistress?
I have been seeking promotion for a good period of time. However, I've been overlooked time and time again despite the results that I provide, possibly because of the results that I provide.
Is that so?
Should I move up the rank, she no longer has access to my skills.
That's very interesting. I might have use for you at some point down the roads. Meanwhile,
That said, this young man, his name is Killian.
Heyo.
is it now?
It is indeed.
Hey, yo.
Interesting. And why are you bringing him, or rather, what brought him across your path?
Oh, can I tell this part? I like this part. I'm very proud of this part.
As sort of that exchange, he does stand and starts to head over to his desk, where he sits in this sort of massive chair.
I'll let you speak as long as we're walking.
Oh, good. I came across his desk because he tracked me down after I stole some magic squid ink.
That was you. Very well done.
Thank you. It's good to be appreciated.
I'm gonna give another yank on the wheel.
I don't know that the investigation into finding out who you were was getting anywhere.
Oh, it wouldn't have, except...
Because of my particular assignment, I came across this one.
And what was that assignment, if you don't mind my asking?
I've been
I'm not
assigned-
privy to Mistress Corell's workings.
The moment he says her name, like, I give the slightest eye roll. She assigned me specifically to be watching a young member of the Order, Simi. I believe her orders...
Both of you make me an insight check.
Keith, I'd like to just use my my magical ability I imbued in my armor because I had time. I'd like to cast Detect Thoughts because I have a helm of telepathy in my armor now.
You said
As
insight?
the magical ability of it. So I can just cast Detect Thoughts at will.
But you're not wearing your armor.
It's part of... I am wearing my armor.
Oh.
No one has found out yet, but I'm wearing armor.
Okay. All right.
So I can read his surface thoughts unless he has some ability to block
Yeah, I
that.
definitely
Okay.
wouldn't go deeper.
You said insight, right?
Insight, yes.
23.
23. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Very, very good. You catch it. It is very fast and very fleeting, but he definitely reacts to the name Simi.
I believe the order's given name was Simi Yalishi. I am...
Which is a slur, to be clear.
We've got yank on your arm again.
For you,
Whatever his surface thoughts were in reaction to that, that's
his
what I get.
surface thoughts were, it can't be. She's not in Costas.
Oh.
That's what you get.
This is-
And then he clamps down and is paying attention.
This will be
again.
the moment we find out this is not Simi, it's been a changeling the whole time.
As a side note, I applaud you for being able to get away with being in the city and Ross didn't know.
She is, as I understand, on assignment here in the city.
On assignment for who?
I am unsure. Actually, would that have been in my docket? I'm unsure. That information was not given to me. She is, however, working for the Order in some capacity. And in the course of investigating her, I was able to find this one.
Hello.
Very well
It is
done.
my understanding that it was actually her assignment to find him, but given that this one seems to be of some interest to you, your name was mentioned, I thought that it would be worth bringing him here.
Eyebrow.
That's all. This is exactly how Killian's responding the whole time. This is...
Just the slight eyebrow in your eye.
You've done well. I shall see to it that you receive your due.
Thank you. He's gonna kill me and then walk out the door.
You will get what you deserve.
Yep.
Just don't go too far, but give me a moment to speak with Mr. Killian here.
So I'm gonna hold up the rope. Would you like this tied to anything?
Yeah. I don't imagine he's going that far.
Nope.
A sock in his mouth helps, and I'm just gonna drop the lead and walk out.
As you walk out, as you're closing the door, thanks, Artie!
Killian,
Master Rosk.
it's been It's been an interesting year for you, I understand.
Not as interesting as you, apparently. But yeah, it's been eventful.
So, why would that miscreant see me be tasked with finding you and shirk her duties, I wonder?
Well, there's a lot of reasons I can think about, but before we get into them...
Oh, what? You don't think I'm actually going to untie you?
I think that if you want this to be the start of a very lucrative and beautiful partnership for both of us, you do.
Well, I'm going to need more information on that.
Oh, no,
before
no. I need to see that you're serious about this. I mean, I'll do it myself if you want.
You're quite sure of yourself.
I am.
I do like a cocky son of a bitch. Come here. And he's going to reach down beside him, and he's going to pull out a very wicked-looking dagger. And it gleams. And it's got nasty serrations, and there's a little bit of an oily sheen to it. Don't flinch. And he's gonna make sure that he cuts it towards your face,
me,
and like inches from your chin.
Thank you. And I'm gonna sit down opposite his desk. Well, if I had to guess, I suspect that there are two reasons she didn't turn me in. One, I'm a very old friend. As it would turn out.
Are you now?
Secondly, because she didn't know that I'm the one who stole the magic ink.
So she was tasked with finding who did.
Yep, and I volunteered to help.
Well, wasn't that such a good Samaritan of you?
I know.
You are devious. I'm going to have to watch myself around you.
Devious.
Yeah, why did that sound flirtatious? You.
Look, whatever it takes to get the job done. What's the Simpsons meme that I'm willing to make that sacrifice? I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
You don't want to
At least you don't know how far I'll go.
All right. Well, you came here with something to say. Say it.
Well,
Actually, before you do, I have to know, how did you get that simpleton Artemis to bring you to me instead?
oh, I accidentally let slip while he was interrogating me that we had crossed paths before.
Oh.
And given that I have information that you'd probably be interested in, I was able to... Okay, I had to be a little more than subtle sometimes, but generally direct him to you.
Yeah, see, he does seem the type. So, go ahead. Give me your best sales pitch.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, there's quite a bit of instability out in the Empire, or what little remains of it.
Don't I know it?
And a surprising amount here, actually. But, as we are acquainted, obviously the plans to topple the Empire did not need to involve me at this point. That happened on its own. But the installing something that provides stability and structure is still lacking.
Yes, it is. None. Unfortunately, my efforts in that area have been unfruitful.
So I noticed.
I've had enemies within, let's say.
Well, as I would like to see some stability brought back to the Empire so that we can have some semblance of governance, I've been reaching out to the contacts I made during the attempt to build a burgeoning resistance. Most of them are either involved in their own fights for control, or no longer interested in actually having any semblance of order. So I come here because you have both the means and the desire. And I, at this point, am willing to work with whoever I have to get stuff done.
Quite the mercenary.
I don't have a lot of options anymore. The people I thought would be best trusted with this goal have proven to be either corrupt themselves or lacking ambition.
Ah.
Now, where are you, Milo?
Where are you?
Which leaves me here. And while I can't say that I necessarily like you, given all that I know and I see and just the general
Vibe check.
the sides of things we found ourselves on, although being here has made me reconsider some of that.
There are perks.
I figured it's worth a shot since I've run out of other options. So I have information that you would probably find useful, and I'm willing to assist you where I can in exchange for you helping to bring some needed order and stability to the unruly areas of the Empire at this point, so that we can hopefully make something out of the mess we've been left with.
Well, that is a noble goal, and I applaud you for it, seeing as it aligns so well with my own goals. Here's my problem. You are demonstrably anti-establishment. I have the proof in my vault if you'd care to
I
look
was
at it.
anti that establishment.
And you're claiming now to have seen the error of your ways?
No, I'm claiming that we can work together. You can be more flexible than the previous establishment. I mean, my entrance up here is pretty clear proof of that.
Yes. Building an empire on a tentpole of a single family of magic users seems to have been a short-sighted mistake.
Exactly. So, you can have more flexibility, and for being frank, you're not currently oppressing me or my kin, so I can be more open to negotiation.
You know, of course, that you will have to earn a measure of trust.
I expect so.
You will spend time in the dungeons below.
Okay.
I
Not
assume you
my
have an
first time.
idea for how to prove yourself?
I mean, I can think of a lot of things. The real question is, what do you want?
Well, you alluded to part of it. Stability. Stability is what this empire needs. Although, can we really call it an empire anymore?
There's no
The
other-
inertia of history. It
Sure.
will likely live on as an empire. But there does need to be stability. And to impose stability, those at the top need strength. Would you agree?
Of course.
Let me ask you this. Would you consider yourself a believer?
In what?
Things beyond mere mortals.
That depends what you mean by believer. If you mean things that exist beyond mortals, I mean, I've seen them. So,
Indeed.
yeah, on more than one occasion. So, now, what you mean by believe is a bit more of a loaded question there.
Is worship implied?
Very interesting. Your presence may alter some of my plans if what you say is true.
Oh, I should hope so. That's sort of why I'm here.
All right. Say I, for the moment, give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't want all your secrets. Clearly, right now, I'm still vetting you. But give me one. Something small that I can prove. Something that tells me where your heart truly lies.
Something that tells you where my heart truly lies. Well, I'm gonna have to make some assumptions here, because I don't know how involved you were, but did you send any of your people down to the Flotsam and the Jetsam the other day?
A few, yes.
Do you know what happened there?
I know things got out of hand. I know my men didn't go in quite as swiftly as I would have liked. I know their quarry, if he was ever even there, eluded them.
Do you know how your quarry eluded you? Because I do.
Do tell.
Well, your rival, maybe? Corel? The reason things went sideways, and the reason he was able to slip out the back door, is because she sent 2 demons into that place. That's why everything went sideways. That's why your men didn't go in. But this isn't the first time that she sent them after Akarai either. She sent them after him earlier to a hat shop, and it in fact interrupted an attempt by the Inquisition to capture him.
Demons, you say?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what else would have a giant hand of something come out of the hells and drag it back. It was not subtle.
Very interesting.
And I have it on pretty good authority that she's one of the few people in this neck of the woods that would be consorting with such entities.
Odessa, 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 you little mint.
Oh, speaking of sock, but
You are,
I wondered where that went. That's not a glove, it's a sock.
oh,
And this is
One of
not
my
to mention,
toenails.
well, we'll save that for another time.
I will have to verify what you've said, of course. But if it pans out, that's quite the weapon you've handed me against a rival. And I would be grateful for that. All right. I won't say I trust you. Not yet. It's
That's
too
fair.
soon for that. But I'm willing to listen to what you have to say. What say we give this a week?
That seems fair.
I'll make sure that you're in one of the nicer dungeon cells.
I appreciate that.
This one has a bed.
You won't have free run of the cloister, of course. I can't allow that. Too many people know you were brought here as a prisoner, after all. But you won't be mistreated.
Seems fair.
And we'll have a little chat every day or so that we can get to know each other better and so that we can share our secrets.
Fair enough.
But I warn you, don't poke too deeply. You won't like what you find. And you won't like me if you press my hospitality to the breaking point.
I can respect that.
I do have one question for you. Where can I find Simi Yalishi?
Why would I want to tell you that?
A gesture.
I already gave you a gesture. You have to run it down and see. If I
That's
play
fair.
all my cards in this hand, I won't have anything left to bet with later.
That's fair. But know this. We will come back to this topic.
Oh, I'm sure.
Don't worry, we can work through this.
Artemis!
Can I actually? So I stepped out. Could I hear the whole thing?
You
or-
couldn't hear the whole thing, but as he raises
Yeah, he
his
raises
voice,
it
you can hear that.
Okay, I'll step back in. My eyes immediately go to his wrists.
I'd also, at this point, I'd like to say I grabbed some knickknack off his desk that I've just been just messing with the whole time. So I'll set it back down on the desk. Welcome back, Artie. I missed you so much.
Escort our friend down to level 2.
We can dig that far.
Make sure that he
Stickable.
gets one of the
Stickable.
nicer
Stickable.
cells.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk.
I'm sure we'll talk lots.
So you're still sitting down. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab towards your shirt, scruff of your
Come.
neck, and sort of try to
So right is,
pull you
as
up.
you do for the briefest moment, when you're maybe a millimeter off of touching me, you feel slight resistance.
Then I stop that and I move to grab at your neck because that'll be less visible.
Okay. Send my aid in, if you don't mind.
I'm unfamiliar with this part of the tower. Where would your aid be?
The next door over.
Understood. Yes, sir. And I will, prisoner, walk you out.
Odessa, Odessa. And as you're walking out, sort of under his breath, Odessa, Odessa. Demons. Really? You've almost made it too easy.
I don't like when he says that.
Okay, so we will walk you past this other door. I will rap on it.
The door slides open. A young female aide is standing there. Yes?
Master Rosk would see you.
Thank you. And she'll step out onto the balcony, pull the door closed behind her, and walk that direction.
So I'm a little nervous to just walk into the center of this empty space. Stairs then.
Coward.
Pushed you off again. Okay, we'll walk towards the stairs.
Okay.
Coward, nothing.
As a
I would be
bonus
fine.
action,
You, on the other hand.
I would like to use my helm of telepathy to communicate with him telepathically.
Okay.
Rosk is going to be looking for Simi. He wants to know where she is.
Damn.
We're going to have to come up with... She's going to need to lay a trail that I can clue him in on that looks legitimate.
We can do that. And we have a long way to go downstairs.
It's a long conversation.
But as we go, it's just like telepathy. I'll be like, you can tell them that my initial meeting went surprisingly well.
Good. So, good. I'm glad.
Okay. So you get back down to the bottom. You unfortunately do know where the prison block is, so you take Killian off that direction, still holding on to him. As you approach the entrance, guards look you up. Halt! New prisoner?
Master Rock said to have him sent to floor 2.
He said one of the nice cells.
He did.
Come this way. sir, and please make a fuss.
Ooh, it's tempting, but I'm a little out of fusses to give today.
And so he's going to reach out and grab your arm and lead you in.
I'm gonna keep following unless they
Okay.
specifically send me away.
Sir, I'm afraid prisoners only beyond this point.
Master Rusk sent me specifically to see that his cell was nicer.
Very well. So he will lead you over to sort of the secure entry, the entry to the secure stairwell. He sort of crosses one arm over his breastplate, and they both, where they join, it sort of glows a little flash of purple, and the door flashes in response, and then opens, and then he pushes you through, and then it's down a couple of levels. So ground level is not numbered, and then level 1, and then level 2. So it takes you down to the second level. Finds one of the cells that is a little bit nicer. And it's nicer in that...
Because it has a bed.
Well...
And there's no mold growing.
Of sorts. It looks like this might be the first cell that gets the straw that goes down on the floor. There is also, unfortunately for you, a little bit. There is what looks like maybe one of the air ventilation shafts. I mean, it's not big enough to get up. And there's definitely the drip of like condensation and groundwater coming down, and it gets to your level, your cell, and sort of bumps out a little bit, circles down, goes down another drain. So you kind of figure that maybe there's the same sort of. It's not a continuous pipe all the way up. There's breaks at every level, but you are at least getting fresher air through your cell.
I'm gonna make sure that the guard here is a little snicker.
And he's just going to kind of push you in. Say, don't get any ideas. And he's going to slam the doors behind you and turn the lock. And as he turns the lock, you see a gold flash of magic.
As he's throwing in, I am going to telepathically to Artemis, be like, oh, by the way...
And as the door slams, the telepathy cuts off.
Okay.
Might be an issue.
Thank you.
After you, sir. Mealtime is in 2 hours. We'll be back then.
Great, can't wait.
And then he will escort you back to the doors to the stairwell. And again, he has to do this. He does the salute, and there's the magic flashes to get you up back to the surface.
So just sort of under my breath, as we're going, he's gonna, Artemis is just gonna say like, freaking political prisoners.
The guard sort of doesn't respond to that at all. Okay. Who would like to pick up the narrative at this point?
Can we assume we wait for Artemis to come out?
Yeah, so those of you that are watching, so Sini, Lucas, Dominic, after a little bit, you do see Artemis come out of the prison block with his escort, who takes his position back at the entryway, but with no Killian.
Okay.
If you happen to spit in his food, I'd be willing to chip in a couple or two.
He's just stoic. There's no response. Just very stoic.
Okay, so I'll keep walking. I do make note of these particular sections that need work, and I will head back. You get a sort of side eye contact, and then I keep walking, and I'm headed out again, a very circuitous route.
Mm-hmm.
We are watching for anybody who might be following, but I'm headed towards the warehouse.
All right.
Once I watch him exit out, I will take a long route to the back to the warehouse so we can
Okay.
catch back up with everyone.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna finish up what I'm working on and just kind of get an idea. And go, okay, we're good, and then I'll probably do the rest.
All right.
Just so you know. Sounds like some mics are off timed.
Ooh,
Oh no.
weird. Okay.
Odd.
Very weird.
Yeah, I would wait for our assumed to meet up with Artemis, because I'm sure that he would be doing that.
So we all get back to the warehouse.
Now, is this Castian's safe
No, this
house,
is
or
our-
this is our warehouse?
Our warehouse.
Okay.
I probably should have said it before, but I'm hoping that you guys will also watch for anybody who might be following me,
Yes.
since you're already hidden.
Paranoid as always.
Okay. There's nobody following.
Correct. Alright.
You just tell us everything other than the conversation.
Well, I'll tell you, like Killian told me to tell you that it all went well, and surprisingly well for our first meeting with Rosk. It is clear that Rosk thinks he has a one-up on Mistress Corell. Because of her use of demons. The tower. I do not like the idea of that tower. It is magically enchanted to lift you from the bottom to the top floor, or the penultimate floor. The doors move by magic. This is...
Oh, this sounds familiar, but none of you would know this. Oh.
Additionally, as we were taking him to the cell itself, the cell cut off magical contact. So I suspect he will not be able to teleport out, though that is not a given. Additionally, whenever we try to move into the actual cell blocks, the guard used his armor in a specific motion to access the cell blocks. Additionally, there was a key that he used to lock the cell that seemed to activate the shield that stopped the contact between Killian and I telepathically.
None of that sounds familiar. That is
That
all new.
Like magic doors and stuff like that. That I've known. No? Was that not part of the
Nope.
White Tower?
She's thinking of the last time we saw one of these, Keith.
Yeah.
You didn't particularly notice magic doors in that tower.
Yeah, it didn't actually
There
have
weren't a
much.
lot of doors actually.
Okay, never mind.
It was all like a staircase down.
Never mind.
Yeah, there was not the open central shaft in that one to let there be the lift.
Accidental meta.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, let's give her a test and see the capabilities of this door, and I will take the time and I will cast Sending.
Okay.
Test, 1, 2, 3, Killian, does this work?
Me.
That's not good.
He's busy.
It's something's beeping in me.
Something is doing
Is that
what?
is that just?
It's the equivalent of the busy tone.
Okay. Nope, doesn't look like Sending's gonna work. I can try Dream tonight and see if that works, but I don't know whether or not that will work.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Rosk also said that he would specifically be checking in with Killian on a daily basis. That was within my hearing, right?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Is there anything that
He said
he
he
said?
He did say that while they were in the room.
He did say that he would talk to him.
He did not say that it would.
Oh, yes, he
It would be
did.
amazing. He said that I will talk soon, and I was like, of course.
Did you tell Artie about
Yes.
Yeah.
about searching for? Okay. But that just means we need to make a.
Well, he hasn't revealed
Yeah.
that yet.
Oh, right.
Additionally, Rosk did not know that you were in town. He doesn't know.
That's good.
And I believe he was
That's
looking for you specifically and trying to use Killian to find you. So we need to lay down a plausible trail that you have escaped already.
Shit.
Why don't we just have to...
You can do your rumor thingy again.
Yes, I can do that. The other thing we can do is find an abandoned like attic or something like that, fill it with a bunch of stuff that looks like it could be yours, and then give Killian that information somehow about the address that you're hiding at, and then look like that's where you were living, but you're not currently there. Or one of your various hideouts.
So who do you work for specifically?
Who are you?
Who do I work for
Who
specifically?
do I work for
Who
specifically?
is my boss, Keith?
You've never found out.
No one is told me.
Lately, life was going to be this way.
Okay.
I receive orders through courier.
Alright.
That
Lovely.
is problematic. Do you know who picks up your people that you turn in?
You've never turned anybody in specifically.
I've given information. I'm not the one handing off the people. They usually would send Inquisition, law enforcement, something like that. I do the legwork on the research.
Interesting.
I find them, I don't enforce.
That sounds to me like somebody doesn't want to be known that they are connected to you in any way.
You've been working for the Inquisition secretly the whole time.
That's a possibility.
No one
Expects
Well.
the Spanish Inquisition. Even the Spanish Inquisition. I don't know.
Well, I suppose later tonight I can work on see if Dream works. So, but in the meantime, we probably should find a secret hideout for Simi to have been staying in that we can give to Rosk.
I mean, I have my house.
We don't want to burn your full identity, do we?
I don't know that
Again, I do.
Rysla is actually attached to that.
But she is attached to a business.
Yeah.
And again, your people we want to keep safe.
Yes.
Your employees.
So
Yes.
I think that avoiding your house would be wise. Anything that could be connected to your business and therefore your employees is potentially
We just
problematic.
need to find an abandoned house.
I do know of a few.
Okay.
In fact, we visited the top floor of one such building that would be easy and safe enough.
Do you have some things you are willing to part with to store in there, like personal effects?
Not very much of a stuff person, so anything that I have collected, that's fine.
Robes. Do you have robes that have been used, that you have used
Yes.
specifically, that are not currently in use?
Yes.
Okay.
That would
I
be a start.
have backups so that I could still even have a set for necessary purposes if need be.
We'll also have you work on some papers as well to make it look like you've been investigating various things as well. Leave a stack like that to...
Specifically the theft.
I might have taken credit for that while I turned in Killian. I do apologize.
She was also investigating it too.
Mm-hmm. But I took credit for the find on Killian for the theft.
Oh,
That's
right.
fine. It doesn't matter if that's
I just wanted you to know that
Yeah,
that is
okay,
something that is
okay.
important should you decide to turn in further paperwork.
I have known who's done that for quite some time, so as long as I can make it look like I was following a bunch of fake leads so they think that I was, doing my job instead of helping the people that
Yeah.
stole it. I can do that.
Have that going. Okay.
And
I am, however, unsure what Killian intimated was your relationship. He might have been trying to tell me that before it was cut off. So I think that it is probably best to just leave his information out as much as possible.
I actually have a couple burner journals that I can leave.
That is shocking to know.
Is it?
No, but you know, you never know.
Keep some for me, and I keep some to throw people off.
Right. Okay. Well, sounds good. I
So
suppose
yeah.
while we wait for tonight and I can try dreaming while he's sleeping, we can go prep that safe house.
I mean, I think we have at least some time.
Right.
But it would not be unusual for me to be seen there as it is. So if you would like to prep anything that you would like me to leave.
Also, rumoring that there is someone coming in and out of the house secretly wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Mm-hmm.
Except to watch.
Specifically using the ground entrance.
Yes, maybe wait until we've planted things.
Right.
'cause That last one went a lot faster than I thought it was going
Mm-hmm.
to. Yeah.
I won't make it as potent this time.
Okay.
Maybe only plant one instead of
Maybe,
three.
maybe one. Multiplies every time.
It's just very effective.
And I think that my employees have enough that they can keep. Like, I can kind of lay low and only make some small token appearances as Risley here and there to keep things on track. I've been working on making sure that they're good enough to hold.
It is worth noting that since Rosk now knows that you were in town, anytime you
Will
move
be.
about the city, your face should be covered.
Yes.
Even entering that building, once you're inside, of course, your security is your own, but moving about the city, your face should be covered.
Yes. The ears would be handy for things like
I'm
this.
sorry, I don't have much more to offer for you guys.
Well,
just
you're
kinda
good.
here at the moment.
Oh, is it?
Well, you're mostly helpful in you're going to be in the cloister a lot and be able to hear any of the
One of our
inside
informants.
rumors. Yes.
Yeah.
Additionally, if you would like, I would like to prepare a woven mat to leave that Ricelet could have, or Simi could have been using. If you would like to help with that.
To weave a mat?
Mm-hmm.
I can try. I don't know how good I'll be. But,
I can teach you. It's not a
It
problem.
doesn't have to be good. Anything that was crafted by me for my own personal use. If I give it to somebody else, it's
Can
going
we
to be
have
good.
some like pieces of your hair
Sure.
to like accident if it got caught inside of something weaving?
I would be careful with that because depending on if Master Rosk has any magic users, they could use that to track
That's a
you.
good
I
point.
guess I didn't think
That's a
of
good
No,
point.
it's fine.
that. Jeremy, but I
Right.
The
Me
amulets
personally,
stopped working, right? The ones that we used
Oh,
previously?
the ones, yeah.
Okay.
Also, you guys will notice at some point Gillian left his bag with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except we're not. You would have left it at the hideout, though, which is not where we are.
Are you guys not doing this in the
We're at the.
We're-
The
We're
warehouse.
in the warehouse? Yeah,
Warehouse.
yeah. So never mind.
Yep, we wouldn't know that. Maybe eventually someone will find
Well,
it.
because that's where the door was, so I assume that's where you went.
Mhm.
Although we might like bounce back and forth
Mhm.
between places.
Because
so that-
it's the closest there. So we
Yeah, that's right next to the cloister, so.
Okay. So we have some ideas for things. I can take some things and leave them behind. I'll grab a couple of my burner journals, and on one of them have some extra things notated that might give some kind of indication. Where should I?
We also probably, perhaps you already have this, but we need to be laying a false trail for Lucas as well.
Hmm.
I don't know how much is being shared between Corell and Rosk, but Corell was leaving the tower as I arrived.
I mean, we could always. In the journal, you could be stating that I am still working for Corel, but she's said I'm not. Maybe.
Possibly. I worry about how much information is
true.
being shared between them. I don't know what specifically is being shared, but right now the only thing that has linked us between them is my potential ambition.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
Okay. So, nothing that would necessarily overtly try to butt the two heads since we're not sure. That makes sense.
Also, I believe
Let's
that
let
inroads have been
Killian
put
deal
there.
with the butting of the heads between the two of them.
Okay.
Unless we
But
have
let's
something
just
safer.
collaborate what he's saying.
And I will need to get information to him that he can pass along to lead Rosk to that former hideout.
Okay.
I like it. It's a good plan.
Hmm?
I don't want to be bearer of bad news kind of thing. But
Okay.
what
Hypothetically
happens
speaking.
in like the worst case scenario?
If they
Like, I
get
just want
me-
to plan for things just in case. Like for your aspect, for Killian's aspect. Like, what's
Well-
worst case scenario? Like,
I mean, we have to kill a bunch of people if they try and come in for Sini, I guess, is the answer to that question.
Well, and Killian is unable to use magic and is executed.
And if I can get to him within a minute, I can revive him. But that might be harder than...
Again, if you have the use of magic,
Oh, that's true.
which, if he has access to magic, he can probably get out regardless.
And
so...
if we need to get Killian out, we do have a thing that can just get rid of magic. And if we time it right, we can try and bust him out of jail in just under half an hour.
Or just over half an hour.
if we can try and do that, that's always an option. But that we should hold off on that.
Yes.
We set the rocket going into space with the
With
the
a-
thing set.
And all the people we don't like on it. But that's definitely Plan Z.
Yeah, let's just...
so how hard would it be to get into? Well, never mind. No.
What do you
The
think?
entrance of the tower not terribly difficult. Further, more difficult.
Okay. Because I was just thinking of like trying to get the head off the snake. It's probably not the smartest idea.
I've been working on that for a minute. If Rosk was to do his own dirty work, then Killian selling me out could potentially actually be a good thing. Not that that's what happened, but
But if it comes down to it, we can always have Killian use that angle,
but Rosk doesn't do his own dirty work. They would catch me in numbers and then deliver me to him on his turf. And that complicates things. I would love to get him out of there, because if Rosk were out here, there's so much more I could do.
Well, it's the first thing you learn in management. Delegation.
don't bring your work life into this game.
Is that not true?
Well, Rosk has managed that well. That is definitely something that he has excelled at. He does not get his own hands dirty until it's something that he knows that he can have power over.
He's also, from what I understand, quite paranoid.
Yes.
So it does make things difficult because he is prepared for a number of eventualities in his paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go set up a fake place for you for
Yeah.
now. And wait until do that for the rest of the day and then see if I can dream to Killian. I wonder what he's up to.
Hamster licking the thing.
So I'm gonna look around. This is just a featureless, smooth walls, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna reach out to touch the door. Nothing happens. I can touch the door.
You can touch
Great.
the
I want to
door.
cast Identify on the door.
Okay.
So Identify.
States.
If it has magical properties, I learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement and how many charges it has, if any spells that are affecting the item and what they are, if it was created by a spell and which spell created it.
Okay.
Well,
What's the door doing, Keith?
It's a door. And it has... It itself does not have a spell on it, but there is like this infinitesimally small gap on the other side of it, and you can kind of get the sense that it encircles your cell on all sides. That is not cutting you off from the weave, but it is cutting off any way for you to communicate out.
Oh, they were so not prepared for me to be put in a cell like this. Okay. Kevin's just gonna. He wants, in case they're watching somehow. He wants to make it look like he's just familiarizing himself with the cell. But I'm just looking to see if there's anything other than just featureless, smooth silver walls.
It's pretty featureless, yeah.
And then I'm gonna reach out and touch one of the walls at one point again, trying to. So I'm just gonna see. Do I sense the entity that I know resides within this tower and controls it because it's a spell jammer and I talked to one before?
Not here.
Not here. Okay. Oh darn. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna make myself comfy and wait.
Okay. Couple hours later, they do come back, unlock the cell door, and it's not one of the guards. It's one of the sort of trusted prisoners that is sort of on trustee duty. You know, so they unlock the door, bring you out to the common eating area. There are 3 other prisoners on this floor, but you are all seated widely spaced, so you can't like just lean in and talk to each other. The guards are, there aren't guards present, but each of you is given a plate of food. The trustees sort of take their own to their own little spots. Everyone is spread way out. It's a communal eating area, but it's not like you're not like right up on top of each other. After the meal is done,
Hang on. I have to check something. I might be doing stuff during this meal, Keith, because again, I don't think they were prepared to have me in this place.
probably
Oh,
not.
certainly not.
Okay, yeah. How close is the closest person sitting to me?
Oh,
What are the prisoners? I suppose is the question.
so there's probably about 20 feet between everybody. So nobody is within 20 feet of each other.
Wonderful.
There is one dwarf, and
Get him out.
Save him.
so there is one dwarf. Looks like so he does have like sort of the blacksmith sort of physique about him. They've got him in sort of a sleeveless tunic, and you can see on his wrists, both of them, spots that are very clearly not forged hand, where something was residing that no longer does. There's also sort of finger band and ring spots as well on his hands. And horror of horrors, they have actually shaven his beard.
Bastards.
Oh.
Save him.
Save
Killian.
him.
Get him out. Get him out.
Mal will pay you to save him.
There,
Shaved.
there's also an elven woman who very clearly has had her hair sort of shaved down fairly tightly. Her ears are very prominent, full elf, obviously. She actually has sort of a choker collar on her neck with a bright pulsating gem right at her throat. She can't speak.
Interesting.
And she also has cuffs on her wrists. She can still move her wrists, but if she ever does anything that looks remotely like an arcane magic, her hands just sort of cramp up. You only see her try it like once before the meal starts, as if hoping maybe today's the day. But you see, it's almost like, I mean, you do see sort of the coronal discharge around that makes her muscles cramp up and clench before she just goes back to eating somewhat dejectedly.
And there's no guards in here.
Not in this room, no.
Okay.
Most of the rest are just humans of some variety or the other.
And the last prisoner? You say there were 3 other prisoners.
Quite a few.
Human.
Just a human.
Who all's within 30 feet of me?
Within 30 feet of you?
Yep, you said we weren't 20 feet of...
The dwarf and the elf.
Well, I'm casting Detect Thoughts, and I'm getting Surface Thoughts off both of them.
Okay.
I knew that having this added to my armor was going to be handy for this job.
You're not getting much. They do seem to be much. Broken's not the right word because this is not one of the harder levels, but they're definitely not. They're very dejected. Not necessarily feeling sorry for themselves, but definitely sort of focusing on their sort of circumstances.
Yeah.
Just imagining all you get. It's like depressed.
Depression!
Yeah.
Depression!
I mean, nothing really stands out.
The dwarf is a cannibal. He's just like, oh, that looks like a delicious finger.
I am going to finish my meal,
Okay.
and then I'm just going to look around. What do the other people do when they finish?
Okay. When they finish, one of the trustees is sort of keeping a close eye, and as meals are finished, they come. They take the plate and the utensils, and once the trustee is out of arm's reach, the prisoner is able to stand up. The dwarf sort of heads over to. It's not a set of dumbbells, but it's like an exercise cable machine. So very much working on his physique a little bit more. The elven woman heads over to a very small, sort of pitiful looking little bookcase. Takes something off. Takes a little pamphlet. Really, is all it is off. And goes and sort of sits on the floor, cross-legged, close by, and she starts to read it. And as she does, you notice it's one of Dell's Elwick brochures.
It is. Okay.
You do sort of see the ghost of a disbelieving smile on the woman's face as she's reading through it. It's like,
It's high quality entertainment.
and she shakes her head, so there is no way.
Does it still seem like that if I go over to one of those same areas, I'm gonna be like, no, you can't mingle, you can't. Okay, well, I'm gonna get up from my meal. I'm gonna walk around the perimeter a little bit, just look like I'm trying to get the lay of the land. I'm looking for any more interesting Spelljammer adjacent things.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go over to where the dwarf is, and just.
As you start to approach him, one of the trustees sort of stands up, and just sort of shakes a finger, and points you across the room from him.
What else is in this room, Keith?
So the last sort of area that is set up is actually looks more like an arts and crafts area.
Aw.
Oh no! What kind of arts and crafts, Keith?
Paints mostly. So there are some canvases. There are some canvases and little bits of drawing charcoal and a little bit of. It's not oil paint. It is water. It's watercolors with really crappy brushes. But the trustee kind of points you in that direction.
It's lead paint.
Okay.
Slow
I will head over there. What kind of paintbrushes do I have to work with here, Keith?
I mean, they're really crappy. I mean, imagine like the grade school watercolor paintbrushes.
They're facing all out.
Yeah. It's like they have not been taken care of well. The bristles are like really like they're just awful. They're not good quality at all.
I am going to smell each thing of paint.
Okay.
Drink a little bit of this.
Again,
one.
what?
I mean, it's
Oil paints, basically.
It's not oil paints. It's like watercolors.
Watercolor paints. Okay. I'm gonna break a little bit off and just type in.
Yep.
Do I recognize anything about it?
No.
Okay. Nothing I can make use of.
Eating paint chips.
When I walked around, Keith, did I get the sense that there was anywhere that the guards were watching from?
Are you actively looking for them, or just kind of feeling your way?
I would have
through?
been looking for anything like a two-way,
Okay.
anywhere where they could be watching and not being seen.
Make an investigation check then.
Also, one of the benefits of this armor, I get to add I get the benefits of guidance on any intelligence or wisdom ability check I make. Investigation.
Yep.
25.
25. Okay.
One of the things I'm good at, Keith.
Yep. Okay. It's very subtle. Very, very subtle. It's like if you weren't really, really observant and really, really good at engineering things, you'd probably miss it. But at certain points along the perimeter walls, there are fake stones. And you're not real sure how you know that they're fake stones, but something flags for you.
I've seen real stones, and this ain't it.
Exactly. All that time you spent around the dwarves when you were learning how to blacksmith, this sort of a second sense. But there are half a dozen of these fake stones, and you just know that they are disguising essentially periscopes. So mirrors bouncing light to someplace else so that the guards can keep an eye on all the angles of the room and can see everything that's happening in the common space.
Oh man, this is a nasty place.
Are you still licking that paint chip?
He's just sitting there looking at the wall. Interesting.
Okay. I'll whatever
Okay.
however long our free time is, I'll just sort of relax and just watch
Okay.
everybody else.
So after everyone is done with the meal, you're given another half hour or so, and then at that point, the one of the trustees sort of blows a little whistle. It's like, all right, back to your cells. And once everyone is locked away, they actually go and put themselves in. Close the doors, but obviously they can't lock them from the inside. But they do close the doors as though the bars are, as though they are barred in, because they are prisoners as well.
I'm gonna keep an eye on which cells everybody goes into,
Okay.
and once I'm in my cell, I'm gonna look and see is there some way that they are using to watch me in my cell.
No.
Fools. Oh, okay.
They have made mistakes.
You know what? No, it's too early to start poking the bear. I will be a good little prisoner
Good little
and not
prisoner.
disrupt the
Okay.
prison system on my first day.
That's fine. This is actually a good place to cut it off for the night. So we will come back to all of the prison shenanigans later. Except for this. None of you are there. But somewhere out in the harbor, there is a lone watchman in a watchtower. And his job is to keep an eye on the ships coming and going from the harbor of the city of Costus. As such, he mainly focuses on the river trade and the coastal trade. But every so often, his gaze turns to the west, to the wider, endless, boundless ocean that leads to the next continent over. On this particular day, as his gaze sweeps the horizon, he pauses. And he looks. And he pulls out a spyglass and focuses it on the horizon, where he sees not one, not two, not even three sets of sails. What he sees is a whole armada
They're coming to get you.
coming from the west.
Uh-oh.
Fascinating.
You came from the west, right?
And that's where we're going to leave it for the night.
The
I hope you
furries are
guys
coming.
enjoyed it.
The furries are coming. Oh gosh.
This will be
We
what you
won
know.
the war.
We hope you guys enjoyed that session. We will be back next week to pick up with all of the shenanigans and see what happens in this quest to overthrow the Order. Few quick reminders on our way out the door. Go to YouTube so that you can find all of our back episodes. Everything we do video-wise does wind up on our YouTube channel eventually. Sometimes I forget, but it all gets there eventually. We are actually currently up to date, I believe. Lots of stuff out there. Previous campaigns, one-shots. Not just me as a DM. I have a table full of DMs that do a fantastic job. All of that stuff does wind up on the YouTube channel, so be sure you head over there, hit like and subscribe, and maybe keep our little D&D channel going even after the great YouTube D&D purge. We do also run a Discord server, so you can head over there. Keep tabs on our schedule. We do try to let you guys know if there's going to be a change to that schedule. Normally we are streaming on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Sometimes that changes. We all have real lives. Sometimes we just get caught up and things happen, and we're not able to be out here and putting on our show and playing this game for you guys to watch. If that ever happens, we will let you guys know via the Discord server, so be sure you are tuned into that. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have fun. come back and see us next time. Until then, remember,
Grab your bats and grab your balls.
and if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house. Good night, everybody.
Night.